Hi family, welcome again to another edition of Wisdom and Power for Life. Susie, your host. Today I'm going to give a revelation of what I got about Shanquella Robinson's death. I have been meditating deeply about this death because to me it appears to be a mystery, and it stays a mystery. I have been meditating deeply about it and asking God, how is it possible that 6 people stand against one and they hold a strong bond together to see Shanquella being beaten up and no one goes for her help? This is mysterious. While I was meditating about it, the Lord was reminding me the days in which we are. We are in the wicked times. At the moment, we find ourselves in wicked times. Life has become so harsh and very competitive. Shanquella's death is more spiritual than normal. As I got this revealed in my spirit, I got my eyes open to actually get the revelation of what transpired in her absence. I got it revealed that this was an occult practice. Shanquella found herself in a midst of people who had bonded as a family together in an evil practice because of the competitiveness in which they find themselves. We are living in harsh moments where life has become so harsh and bitter to many people. Many people are trying to go to the ladder of success, and at this time it has become even more difficult to get to the top of the ladder. To get success at this moment has become so difficult. For this reason, occultic practices have taken a height. Many young people want to go to the ladder of success and they have tried getting there, but it proves to be difficult. And the easiest way to get there is to be involved in evil practices. Shanquella's death is not a normal thing. This is an evil practice, an occult practice that has taken place. She found herself among people who had bonded together. She found herself in the midst of people whom she thought they were her friends, but actually they were a family of their own. They tried to convince Shanquella to join this family, and she resisted. And by so doing, they gave her over as a sacrifice. This was a sacrificial act to the God they serve. They are involved in occultic practices to get to the top of the ladder. We are living in competitive moments. Shanquella found herself a successful lady where every young person would want to find themselves. And she found herself among a group of persons who also aspire to be like her. And because it was so tough for them to get to her level, they used her for sacrifice. This is a spiritual act more than a normal act. This is an innocent girl who was having her success in a natural way and found herself in the midst of false people. It's not natural that someone is being killed and 6 people stand and watch one person being beaten to death and doing nothing. It can be only a bond, an oath that has been taken. An oath that has been taken, speaking that anyone who goes to her help would not leave. Anyone who stepped to help her would not leave. So they had to watch that act being brought to an end, so that their plans be achieved. This was a plan. This was an evil plan. This was a spiritual war. This was more of an occultic practice. This was more of a strong family, a bond that no one could separate. And Shanquella found herself being sacrificed. times of harshness. These are times of wickedness. All over the world today, occultic practices are taking a height. And they will increase. Life has become so difficult, and getting success has become even more difficult than it was in the past. Many young people find themselves frustrated, their plans not being fulfilled, and so they resort to evil ways to get their dreams met, to get their dreams fulfilled. We have to be careful the people we have around us. Men have become so wicked and are ready to do everything to get up the ladder. Yes, they are ready for everything. We must be careful the kind of people who want us for friends. We also have to be careful of the friends we already have in our lives. Life has become very competitive today. Occultic practice are taking a height. Because this is the easiest way to make money, to come to riches. This is the easiest way to fulfill the dreams that men have. And many have taken that route. Even the word of God tells us that in the last days, wickedness will take its height. The hearts of men will grow cold. We can see how the 6 people had a cold heart. They had a cold heart. These are days of wickedness. It's better to be alone among your relatives, your family members, than to be in the midst of false friends. We have to be very watchful. We have to be observant, very observant. We have to be conscious in our observation. Anyone who comes around us to stick around us, we must ask ourselves, why are they coming to have us as friends? What is the motive behind this? We must find out the motives. It's easy to lose our lives today because many want to get to the ladder of success, but they are finding it very difficult at this time to get there. Check around you. Who is wanting to stick around you, and for what reason are they there? Why are they looking forward to having you among them? What is the motive behind? Be watchful at this time, and much more, be prayerful so as to have many things revealed to you before they happen. This is the time we have to go deeper into our meditation, into prayers. Because with prayers and meditation, many things are revealed even before they happen. We are living at the times where occultic practices has taken a height, and Shanquella is just a victim. She is a victim. She's been a girl with a pure and a soft heart, making her riches through pure ways. She's been tempted to be involved in evil practices, which she certainly resisted. And she became a sacrificial lamb. She became a sacrificial lamb among people who have bonded as a family. This was a strong family. Yes, it was a strong one. No one was ready to reveal the secret behind that. No one was ready to be the victim of the consequences of betrayal. No one was ready to betray the group. So they just stood as watchers to see their plans achieved, to see their dreams come to reality. This was more spiritual than normal. Yes, more spiritual than normal. And many things today, many happenings today are more spiritual than normal. Life is more spiritual. Things that happen around us and to us are spiritual things. Many of the battles we fight are spiritual battles. We have to be careful. We have to be careful. It's possible to live a life where we consciously protect ourselves. We do our best and we leave the rest to God. We have to do the utmost we can to protect our lives. We have to use wisdom, because around us are more wicked people than we think. The heart of men has become so wicked. Life has become so competitive, and where there is competitiveness, there is wickedness. Many don't mind whether you are alive or dead. People don't want special people around them. They don't want unique people around them. If you are eliminated, it's better for them, because they don't want much of your kind. She was a special girl, a successful girl at the age of 25. She was special in her kind. So she was rejected. She didn't want to be involved in wicked acts. Many things happened that she might have wanted to reveal. She hadn't been given the chance for that. She found herself among the wrong people. She found herself in a wrong family, the wrong place, and with the wrong people. Yes, family, we ought to be careful. So we ought to be more careful than we were with our lives. We ought to be more watchful and observant. We ought to be conscious about our lives today. And every step that we take should be conscious steps. Every thought should be a conscious thought. Every word should be spoken in consciousness, knowing how you talk and listening to how those around you talk and act. Be conscious in your watchfulness. We should live a more conscious life. We should be more conscious in our environment. We are half blind on the way we live this life. Most of the things we do them unconsciously. We are half asleep, so we have to wake up even the more. Because we are living in dark days, in the times that wickedness has taken a height. Many people don't want to see you alive, and they don't care if you die, provided they achieve their goals. We ought to be careful, family. This was not a natural death, but a spiritual one. And many deaths are happening today of that sort. We ought to be careful and conscious in the way we live our lives, and seeking more tranquility, more peace by having few people being close to us. And the ones who are close to us, we must sleep with our eyes open, eat with our eyes open, trust everybody, and at the same time, trust nobody. It has been revealed from history that our closest friends turn to be our enemies. Even from time past, this has been shown not only in friendships, but even in matrimonial homes, where the man and the woman turn not to understand themselves again, and one of them turns to be the devil in the life of the spouse, because they were the ones closest to them. We ought to be careful, even in our homes. When the relationship starts undergoing a test of time, then the real image of the person you've been with for many years start being revealed. Humans can mask and can do this very well. It's when things start going downhill in the relationship, the mask starts falling off. Every relationship must undergo the test of time. Family, take good care of yourself. And it shouldn't matter to you how many people you have around you, but what should matter, the quality of people you have around you, not the number of people. And stop being men pleasers. We should stop being men pleasers, because most of the problems we have is because we are men pleasers. Family, I will go deeper into this topic of relationships, how to live our relationships, how to be careful when we have people around us, what to look out for in a relationship, how to be careful. We ought to be careful. There are many things we can evade if we have our eyes open. Many people have lost their lives prematurely, which they could live longer because they were blind. We must be awakened the more than we stay asleep. God has his own part to play, But we have most of the part to play in our hands, because it is a life that has been given in our proper hands to manage on this earth. How we manage it, we get the results. The wiser we are, the more we learn to protect ourselves. We have to watch videos that help us not only to entertain ourselves, but that teaches us how to be awake, how to live longer than to die prematurely. How we die also matters. Wisdom helps us to evade so many problems. That's why there is wisdom. There are many things we ought to know about life, and only wise teaching helps us to discover those things. Family, let's stay wise. By so doing, we are helping ourselves to live a quiet life, to avoid problems we can avoid, to avoid unforeseen circumstances, to avoid circumstances that we can avoid by being conscious and living our lives consciously and awake. Thank you. In my next video, I'm going to talk about how we ought to live this life consciously, what we are to look out for when we have people close to us, and even the friends we have around us, what we are to look out for, the red flags that we ought to be conscious of and take seriously. When we take them serious, we're going to evade so many problems, and we're going to live a more quiet life than we have known before. So viewers, stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you. If you are new to this channel, please don't forget to subscribe, press the notification button and the like button. Leave a comment at the comment section. Please don't forget to leave comments. They are welcome and they are an encouragement to me. Then I will see you there. Thank you. Stay well, family.